Hi, this is Joe again with another review. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the live action Spider-Man television series. I know before in previous reviews I have done a review of the Spider-Man live action movie series. Plus, I also did one on the Spider-Man cartoon series, an overall review of all the Spider-Man cartoons that I am aware of. Uh, or at least the ones that I've watched and grew up with. Now I'm going to do one that I grew up with in the 70s, which was a live action Spider Man series. It ran from 1977 to 1979 on CBS, and it only aired 13 episodes ever made. Now, of course, around the same time, CBS had another Marvel superhero live action show called The Incredible Hulk, starring Bill Bixby as Dr. David Banner, not Bruce Banner. If I ever do a review of the Incredible Hulk show, I'll explain that. Uh, and Lou Ferrigno played the Hulk himself. Of course, with the Incredible Hulk and with Spider-Man, they have one very strong thing in common, and that was they did not have any of the villains from the comic books or the cartoons on this series. With Spider-Man live action show saw Nicholas Hammond as the title character, Peter Parker, and Spider-Man, and of course the first, I think pretty much all the episodes were posted on YouTube. So if you check these live action episodes out, uh, of course the first one was like actually a 2 hour movie with the commercials, an hour and a half without him, and of course, we all know the story. He gets bit by a radioactive spider and transforms him into a Spider-Man. But one thing they did not have in the live action show is the bit with Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben gets killed by a robber and that inspires Peter Parker to be a superhero. He was pretty much a superhero almost from the start in the live action series. Also, the problem with the live action series is, of course, they had no villains that we know of from from the comic books or the cartoons, which was really a total ripoff for Spider-Man fans. Uh, of course, also the other problem with the Spider-Man live-action series is that it was too sporadic. Sometimes they took 2 episodes, and most of the episodes of Spider-Man was like a 1 hour show, and they took two of them and put them back to back, so it's a little confusing because they have two different stories. But there were some couple of episodes that were two parts. Of course, the first one, which I mentioned earlier, which was the main original pilot, which was a 2 hour pilot. But there were two other episodes that were 2 hours long. One of them was uh, one called The Deadly Dust, which had to do with the atom bomb, which we're going to talk about in a second. And the other one was with when Peter goes to Japan. And they have a very interesting guest star in both of those two-part episodes. The one when Peter goes to Japan, he actually has a love interest in that episode. It was played by Rosalind Cho. Of course, if you happen to be a Star Trek fan, or at least of the Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, she played the wife of Chief O'Brien of Star Trek: The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, and she was in this particular episode, and it was a love, and she knew eventually in a two-part episode knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. There was one particular scene that I remember quite well with Spider-Man when he gets shot, and Rosalind Cho saves him and takes him to a doctor, and then he of course took off his mask, and of course realized that it was Peter Parker. Because there was one point where she called him a coward and all that stuff because he kept running away, so he could change into Spider-Man. Um, the other one, of course, is everybody remembers is the one with the Deadly Dust, because that particular episode guest stars Joanna Cameron. And of course, most people know she starred as Isis on on the Secrets of Isis television show that aired on also aired on CBS. I think at the time that she starred as a Spider-Man show, I think the run for Isis was over. At least producing original episodes, but it was still airing on Saturday mornings at the time. Of course, there was the famous scene where she comes out, she gets captured by the villain, and she's in the villain's house in California. And she's in this white bikini, and you see what a great body. Yeah, and I believe Joanna Cameron also used to be a model at one point of her life. So that's why she is. She was smoking hot at that time, and she had a smoking hot body, and she had great abs. I'm not kidding. Her body was really ripped. Uh, with working out. I know it's kind of reverted now at this point, but the show, I thought the show was pretty good considering these flaws. Um, of course, in the episode that I just talked about, the Deadly Dust, there was one major editing mistake in this episode. If you look close, you'll see it. It was the episode where Spider-Man Peter Parker goes to save Joanna Cameron in the villain's house, and he jumps over, a house. He lands on the roof, and then he jumps from the roof on the other side of the house, and you can see a hand on the right side of the left side of the screen, catching Spider-Man and holding him there, and you can actually see the actor playing Spider-Man looking to his right or screen left, but to his right, and you can see the hand behind him, and from running away. Um, which is kind of an interesting error and a funny error. Of course, and also the other thing that's the thing with the Spider-Man live action Spider-Man show was, of course, the fact that there was two J. Jonah Jamesons in this show. One that appeared in the 2-hour pilot, and another one throughout pretty much throughout the rest of the episodes. And the way that is, that was a fact. But the only other consistent character in the Spider-Man live action show was Captain Barbera. Uh, I forgot the actor's name, but he had a ton of other parts, and he played in the famous episode with Happy Days, Finding Love's Pinky episode. And it says, "Let the prisoners loose," from Happy Days, from the fourth season of Happy Days. The episode Finding Love's Pinky. So he plays Captain Barbera in a couple of episodes of this series, including, of course, the Deadly Dust episode and the Spider-Man live action pilot. But this series did not go over very well. And like I said earlier, it only lasted like 13 episodes, and you can see most of them, if not all of them, on YouTube. So I actually check these out. But to me, I'm still kind of a fan of this show. Of course, the other major problem with the live action show is that Spider-Man never talked, or hardly ever talked. Uh, the reason for that is because there was a stuntman in the Spider-Man costume. So of course, it's hard to have Nicholas Hammond to do all those stunts and speak at the same time. So he actually had a stuntman. So most of the time, fighting scenes or when he's climbing the wall. There was a couple of times when he's climbing on the Empire State Building, or when he's doing like a trapeze, a high wire act, when he's walking on a spider web or a wire or something. You never see him talk. But to me, it's still, and because of course at that time you had a Spider-Man segment on the TV on the kids show, The Electric Company, and he never spoke on that either. So I figured maybe it's the same actor, the same stuntman to play Spider-Man in the Electric Company, playing him on the live action show. Now, of course, those of you don't know, Nicholas Hammond was also the actor who played the oldest son in the movie version of Sound of Music. So you can see him when he was younger, and of course when you see him as Spider-Man, it's kind of fun. So that's my review, a short review of Spider-Man, live action television series. Please click on the video, please rate it, feel free to comment on it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. And also you can check out all of my videos, not only on my YouTube channel, but also on rowdyc.com. That's ROWDY.com. It's the homepage of the Rowdy Reviewer. Check out all of his other content, not just his TV trash reviews, but also his other contributors to his website. And I'm glad enough that I'm one of them. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.